So thanks for watching the YouTube videos. Today, one of the candidate was attended cloud security architect with 12 plus years of experience. For those entire questions, I'm going to discuss now. So first question is explain about roles and responsibilities and also education background and also personal background about the candidate. Second question is, do you have any cloud certifications? So I think they are expecting about cloud security alliance certificates like CCSK and CCSP kind of thing. Along with that one, CASSP and the CISA and CASM. Next one is what are all the cloud projects you have worked on or completed? So meaning here, because it's a cloud security architect, obviously they will expect about whatever projects you worked on, that may be for consulting and service-based company or else even for product-based company as well. So that projects has to explain. Next one is explain about what are the cloud security assessment you will complete whenever you are making cloud security design. So couple of cloud security assessments or controls we have to validate when we are keeping our applications or when you are migrating to cloud or maybe whenever we are launching the application in the cloud. So those cloud security assessment and what are the cloud security assessments normally we will do. There are 12 matrices or 12 metrics we have to validate. So that is the question based on security best practices basically. Next one, explain about cloud security best practices. Yes. So once again, it's like 4 and 5, it's almost equivalent to each other. So here, when we are hosting the application in the cloud or maybe migrating the application from on-premise to cloud, what are the different types of cloud security assessment or best practices we have to follow, whether it is IaaS or PaaS and SaaS based, that overall in-depth analysis. So that is from defined by ISACA or Cloud Security Alliance, or maybe even native service cloud service provider like Amazon or Azure and so on. It's better to provide the answer from Cloud Security Alliance. So that's the good answer. Next one is explain when the application is migrating from on-premise to the cloud, how can you design? So already applications are hosted in the on-premise deployment in the data center side. If those applications are migrating the cloud environment, how the cloud security architecture looks like, where we have to deploy what type of the devices, whenever the external or public they are trying to access, what are the cloud security design we have to do and how the architecture looks like. In the similar way, if the internal employee they are trying to access the services hosted in the cloud environment, how can you design the architecture diagram? It's combination of both. So next one is when the application is hosting the cloud, what are the security assessment you will do for the application side? So is nothing but completely we have to explain about SDLC life cycle in each and every phase. What are the different types of controls you validate? So when the applications that may be software as service or maybe platform as service or maybe IaaS as service, so or directly one of the software service applications hosting the cloud environment. So in the requirement phase, design phase, development phase, testing phase, what exactly will do? So next one is, do you have knowledge on the pen test? Because these applications are hosting in the cloud environment. In that scenario, so how can you take care of the cloud security pen test and also application security pen test once it is moving to the cloud side? Do you experience on the DevSecOps model? So here development plus security plus operation, that is called DevSecOps, DevOps plus SecOps. So nothing but they are not only expecting about design level, even they are expecting about development part of the CI/CD pipeline along with security operations using SIM tools. So that is called as DevSecOps basically. Explain about Splunk architecture, background process, how it will work, because this one is a part of the design side. So even we have to take care of the security monitoring, and that candidate should is aware of the how the security operations should be taken care. So I think that's why they are expected about a Splunk architecture and how it will work backend process part of the DevSecOps. And explain about the design architecture diagram. So this is basic, it is basically for the cloud side. So when the applications are hosting or maybe directly once the new cloud service provider is placing application in the cloud or maybe on-premise is moving to cloud, how the architecture look like and what is the diagram and where to deployment, what are the different type services that maybe bring your own license or maybe that is native services we have to use that diagram part. What are all the different types of compliances you worked on? Is related to GR's information security. So that may be ISO 27001, PCDSS, HIPAA, or SOX, or SOC 1, SOC 2, and so on. Explain about ISO 27000 PCDS. I think this particular interviewer or whatever they are doing the business belongs to the, I think, payment card industry standard. That is the reason they expected the question from the PCDS, and also by default everyone has to aware of the ISO 27001. Next one is, if the application host and the application host logs are not able to integrate the SIM tool, how can you analyze the logs? Contains any confidential data, and what are the mitigation steps you'll consider? Meaning here, so whatever logs are generated in the cloud, application related logs or cloud related logs, we are not able to integrate it to SIM tool, but that logs contain some of the confidential data. So before going to the permanent fix, how can you evaluate and how can you validate those logs should be analyzed? And also, is there any confidential data it is existing, or privacy of the data it is existing part of the logs? So for that one, how can you meet in case any confidential data it is existing? How can you take care of the mitigation or eradication part? So indirectly, they're expecting about PA data or any other confidential data or username or passwords and so on. So in case logs contains those confidential data, what are the steps you'll consider to mitigate that confidential data, so that attacker, whenever he compromised cloud or application, he should not take our confidential data? That is the question is about. Okay. I think these are all questions, and along with this one, as some other questions also asked. Unfortunately, that candidate did not share with me. Anyways, so overall interview took 1 hour, and finally, I think candidate is selected. And thank you so very much for watching the video.